Why'd you come to the school? Like, you've learned all this stuff. You've been kind of in the same shoes I've been, like learning stuff throughout the years and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Why'd you feel like you needed to come?
I did some seminary, actually Bible college, I should say. I dropped out of that. There was something missing there. Had a prodigal son experience, the whole deal, but came back to the Lord and started to watch everything under the sun. You know, anything and everything that I could get my hands on, because I wanted to see the world reached for Jesus. Because I love God with all my heart, and I want to see everybody come to know Him. So I got directed, I guess, somehow to Pete, and a lot of people were saying he's the real deal, and it just, something clicked with me as far as this guy is opening up his house. He's being very transparent, more so, and touchable, more so than anyone else that I was able to listen to. So I figured that's worth anything to check out, at least, to see if this is really legit, and I can tell you it is legit. So that's why I would tell anyone to get here. Things that I've learned, to be honest, is nothing that I hadn't come across before with the Lord, because He's been just wrecking me the past couple months. But there was something missing. There was just little things that were just off. I don't know if you want me to give you a spoiler alert here, but just little things that were off that I was able to connect, and the Lord just brought together for me. And a lot of it happened outside of a classroom. A lot of it happens when you're at Walmart, when you're, one-on-one talking to somebody, when you're having dinner, when you're just doing life together, because that's what it's about. It's not about, you're not sitting in a class trying to reach the world. The world isn't being reached through a classroom. It's being reached through people that are on the streets, people that are tangible, that are touchable, that can hug you and love you. So that's why I came, and that's why I'm glad I came.
I got one question.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Where I'm at now is a son.
Where were you before?
And where I was before was a son that was striving. I was trying to reach something else, thought there was something else I had to do, some other hoop to jump through, some new experience or some new revelation or some new understanding of the scriptures that I'm going to be able to unwrap, and it's going to hit me, and a lightning bolt's going to flash down from heaven and blast, and something's going to happen like this. But it's really just knowing who I am already in Christ and getting that confirmation from people that I can trust, that are real, and then walking that all out with real guys around you.
How free do you feel now walking with Christ and calling people to Christ? How free, how simple is it for you?
It's as easy as breathing right now.
Yeah.
There's no stress.
Yeah.
After listening to Pete, hanging with him, and he kind of walked me through a few things, and the other guys here walked me through a few things too. It's like just being okay to, sometimes you need to relax. Sometimes it's okay to just not do something. And that's all right. You can't just always be doing things out of a compulsion and some, weird reason to do it, just because. Just being real.
If you're somebody sitting at home and you have reservations about coming here, you've seen the videos, but you're like, I don't know if I want to commit to that, what do you say to them?
If you're anything like me, you're a tightwad. You don't want to spend money where you're not going to get your value from it. And so if you're thinking about coming to the school and you're tight on money, but you think it's going to be worth it, or you're not sure if it's going to be worth it, you should do it. Pete is the real deal. Like, you hear all these guys say it on every one of his videos, but he really is. And he's transparent. You get to see into his life, you get to see how he reacts around his family, around his church, around his town and stuff, just going to Walmart and things. And it really is an awesome thing, and you really can grow exponentially. You know, if I would have not come to this school and I would have kept watching videos and stuff and just trying to learn on my own and just kind of pound it out and grind it out, man, it would take another 2 years. That's just crazy how exponential things can happen in your life whenever you're in relationship with people and you get to really ask questions and things. And so if you can get to a school, get to a school. If you can't get to a school, man, contact these guys. Whether you've seen some of these guys in these videos, whether you've seen somebody else is making videos and doing stuff on the streets, try and contact these guys, message them on Facebook, things like that. Most of these guys are real, and they're tangible. You can touch them, you can ask questions, man. So don't hold back. Don't hold anything back. This is real. This is legit. One of the great things about being at the school that Pete encourages is that he asks you to shred it, to shred the teaching, to poke holes in it if we can. And that's really, I mean, every time somebody's speaking or teaching or preaching and I'm having to listen to it, I'm determining whether or not that's true or not. And I'm looking at it and trying to poke holes in it. And so, man, whatever you're listening to, you should be thinking for yourself, like, is this really truth? Because if it's truth, then it's truth. There's no in between, there's no maybe. It's either yes or it's no. It's truth or it's a lie. And when you get to come to the school, you get to do that kind of stuff. You get to ask the hard questions and stuff. And Pete will be honest with you and answer them, or he'll ask you a question right back and make you think until you find the answer yourself. So one of the things, I guess one of my aha moments is that I've watched a lot of videos and stuff, and the thing that I get frustrated with is that the camera starts rolling after you've already started talking to the person and ministering to them. And so you've already like started a conversation, the introduction has already started, and then the camera starts rolling after that. And so one of the aha moments for me, which was really cool, was we were at this place and different people are walking up that are in the school and talking to people and stuff, and I was just kind of following people around a little bit and just watching how they were doing it. And so getting to see them introduce themselves, or getting to see them walk up to somebody and just say, hey man, how are you doing? And then just start talking about stuff, and then at some point, hey, we are praying for people and stuff, for healing and things. Do you have any pain in your body? And just, you know, there's no real formula on how to introduce yourself or to get into things. You just kind of do it. And, you know, sometimes it's awkward, sometimes it's totally smooth. But I got to see people do the introduction. What do you call that? The heck?
Breaking the ice.
Breaking the ice, whatever you want to call it. And it was just really cool to see and empowering, because when I go home, Pete's not going to be there. When I go home, the guys we were with are not going to be there. It's just going to be me. And so you got to be comfortable in being a son, and it just flows out of you. And just walk up to people and be yourself. It's the best thing you can do. Sometimes it's awkward. Sometimes people are going to say, no thank you, get away, whatever, that reject you straight up to your face. But that's what love does, you know? You go up to somebody, you love on them, they're not always going to take it or receive it. And so, for me, I've been on this journey for like 2 years, just wanting more of God and wanting to know more about God, and wanting to learn about healing, wanting to learn about my identity in Christ and the new man and what that stuff means. And so, man, I've watched all the videos from everybody you can think of, whether it's Todd White, Pete, Raphael, Dan, Curry, all these guys. I've watched tons and tons of videos, hours and hours at night. And there's just, you can only go so far when you're not in relationship with people. And one of the things about coming to the School of Identity is you get to be in a house full of people that are of the same heart, the same mind, and they're all seeking Christ together. And it's a really powerful thing. It's almost like church camp for adults. And you know, we got to hang out in between the teaching sessions and at night and stuff, and we got to really chew on stuff and think through stuff and talk about things that you don't usually talk about in church, that you don't usually talk about with friends, because you don't necessarily know if you can trust and stuff. And we really got to go to deep places, and we got to pray for each other and see each other healed and stuff in different ways, and it was just really powerful getting to come to the school. If you've ever thought about coming to the school, you can get exponential growth being in relationship with people. Like I said, I watched videos for like 2 years and stuff, and went to some different conferences and stuff, but when you're in a relationship with people, there's just something about it. You get to ask questions, you get to bounce ideas off of each other. Whenever you're in a bind in the mall, it's like, hey man, I'm struggling with this, I can't even walk up to somebody, and they're like, oh well, let's try this and we'll see how it goes or whatever. Let me start the conversation, or different things like that. And it's just awesome to have people that you can walk alongside, because a lot of us, we feel alone. You know, we watch these videos and we're like, oh yeah man, Todd can do that, well Pete can do that, but like, can I really do that? And sometimes you just doubt yourself because you don't have somebody to bounce those ideas and kind of get a little bit of affirmation from.